Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Who mechanization is that? Like
That was all Sean Carter's idea. He's probably the one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
Remember when Jay-Z and Beyonce were the couple everyone wanted to be? I mean, they were basically relationship royalty. You couldn't scroll through social media without seeing them looking all loved up, ruling the music scene like a modern-day king and queen. It was like they had this fairy tale thing down to a science. We all bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. Their love was supposed to be bulletproof, right? They were dropping hits and dropping jaws with their picture-perfect romance. We ate it up like it was dessert, but then reality hit like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, those perfect Insta moments didn't seem so perfect anymore. Rumors started swirling about cheating scandals and secret beef, and the more we dug, the more we realized their relationship wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Now, it's like we're waking up from a dream. That beautiful love story we thought we knew, turns out it was more like a drama-filled soap opera. Behind closed doors, it's a whole different story, one filled with fights, heartbreak, and trust issues. So yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship might have started out like a fairy tale, but it's turned into a real-life roller coaster. And suddenly, we're not just fans, we're armchair therapists, trying to make sense of the messiness behind the magic. But why is all of this coming up to the limelight again? Well, just recently, Jaguar Wright came out talking about how Jay-Z, the Jay-Z, allegedly pimped out his own wife, Beyonce, to his bodyguard. I mean, isn't that insane? Just when you thought you'd heard it all, this bombshell drops like a ton of bricks. It's the kind of rumor that leaves you staring at your screen in disbelief, wondering if you somehow stumbled into an alternate reality. I mean, we're talking about Queen Bey, one of the most iconic women in the world, being allegedly used as some kind of bargaining chip. It's a lot to process, to say the least. And Jay-Z's not doing all of this alone. He has Sean Combs, aka Diddy, involved with him.
Because the Diddy. Oh! Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, in some freak off. And the Beyonce. High on the cocaine. And the tapes had jizz all over it.
The feds are reportedly digging into Jay-Z's potential connection to Diddy's RICO case. It's all over the news, but there's more to the story than just that. Jaguar Wright has been spilling some serious tea, and if what she says is true, we should brace ourselves for some jaw-dropping revelations. So, Jaguar claims that Jay-Z and Diddy have been allegedly scheming together, and part of their plot involves Beyonce. She says that Diddy has some scandalous videos of the Carters, and the worst part, these videos were supposedly recorded without Beyonce's knowledge or consent. Just imagine how crazy that is. Jaguar's revelations are stirring up a storm, and it might even explain why we've been hearing rumors about Beyonce wanting to leave Jay-Z lately. If these allegations turn out to be true, it's no wonder she would want to distance herself from him. This whole situation is like something straight out of a movie, and the implications are huge. The idea that two of the biggest names in the music industry could be involved in something so shady is mind-blowing. If these tapes do exist and come to light, it could change everything. Wright dropped some serious bombshells about this whole mess. Allegedly, the feds have some footage that's even more scandalous than we could have imagined. And get this, it's supposedly involving the Carters, with some explicit stuff featuring Beyonce, if you catch my drift. The tapes are said to be pretty graphic, like there's no sugarcoating it. Now, imagine Queen Bey caught up in all this drama. It's mind-blowing, right? But Lil Raya hinted that Diddy might have kept those videos as some kind of insurance. And hold up, y'all, because according to Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z supposedly knew about the recordings, but Beyonce was in the dark. If that's true, it's beyond messed up. It kind of sheds new light on those rumors swirling about trouble in paradise for Bey and Jay. One person wrote, "Bey and Jay have never ever gave me in love. No kind of attraction to each other. No affection, no hugs, no nothing. They never even acted like a couple. He has always acted like he's just in charge, and that's it in my opinion." One person also wrote, "Now was Solange going crazy on Jay-Z makes sense. Is he a part of the Diddy club? If he put his hands on Beyonce, he is going down." Some folks speculate that Beyonce might have put two and two together, trying to distance herself from any potential fallout. I mean, can you blame her? This whole situation sounds like a plot straight out of a movie, but it's got the whole town buzzing. And let's not forget, Diddy's reputation isn't exactly squeaky clean. People are drawing comparisons to other scandals like R. Kelly's, but this one seems to be on a whole other level. If you were hanging with Diddy, chances are you were in the know. It's wild to think that even Jay-Z, the big man himself, might have been in on it. And as for Beyonce, well, it's hard to say. Is she innocent or just playing her cards right? But at this point, we should expect anything from anyone, really. I mean, Jay-Z is often linked with Puff, and we all know how his life is going. It all started when Cassie sued Diddy back in November, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Since then, 3 more women have come forward, accusing him of assaulting them at different times. One particularly troubling allegation involves a woman who claims that Diddy and his friends, including former Bad Boy President Harvey Pierre, assaulted her when she was underage. A couple of weeks ago, Lil Raya filed his own lawsuit against Diddy, which triggered a federal investigation. Just when we thought things couldn't get worse, Homeland Security got involved and conducted a massive raid on Diddy's properties about a week and a half ago. But according to Jaguar Wright, there's still more to come. She's hinting that we haven't seen the full extent of Diddy's alleged actions yet. This scandal keeps growing, with new shocking details emerging all the time.
The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. But he didn't show up as Jay-Z, he didn't show up as the hottest rapper on the street. He showed up as the that was with Big L.
But how are more things coming out? Well, we have to thank the feds for that. The recent raid on Diddy's properties was incredibly precise and targeted, making it clear that the feds were after some seriously damaging information. According to inside sources, they seized nearly all the electronics from his homes, including phones, laptops, computers, journals, and more. They weren't messing around. The way the raid was conducted showed that the authorities knew exactly what they were looking for and had a plan to get it quickly. Their level of preparation and execution indicates they've done extensive research, ensuring they didn't miss a single detail. This wasn't a random search. They had specific targets and knew precisely what they wanted to find. Given the thoroughness of their actions, it's clear they believe there's something massive to uncover, something that could be a game changer in their investigation into Diddy. With all the electronics and documents they've confiscated, it's safe to say they're onto something big, and we can expect more explosive revelations as they dig deeper. Diddy and his lawyer made quite a commotion following the raid, claiming it was completely unfair and labeling it a witch hunt. They argued that the authorities were on a baseless fishing expedition and wouldn't find anything incriminating. Diddy's lawyer went on to say that this was just another example of the system targeting a successful black man without any real evidence. Despite all the noise and accusations, the feds remained unfazed and continued with their investigation. They didn't budge or let the public outcry influence their actions. Their focus stayed firmly on the task at hand, conducting a thorough raid to gather whatever evidence they believed was necessary. The authorities were clearly confident in their reasons for the raid, meticulously planning and executing it without hesitation. They knew the stakes were high and that they had to act quickly and decisively. So, while Diddy and his legal team were busy making headlines with their protests, the feds kept their eyes on the prize, ensuring they left no stone unturned in their search for the truth. The feds proved their savvy with this raid, as it was during this operation that they uncovered a crucial piece of evidence, a tape. Now, we all know Diddy has a notorious habit of recording everything that happens at his parties. This isn't just a rumor. It's something that has been backed by statements in various lawsuits against him. But now, it's undeniably true because the feds found a tape that directly incriminated Jay-Z. This discovery was a significant breakthrough. The tape wasn't just any recording. It contained footage that could potentially tie Jay-Z to illegal activities. Diddy's penchant for documenting his extravagant and often wild gatherings turned out to be his downfall, providing the authorities with the evidence they needed. Despite Diddy and his lawyers' loud protests, calling the raid unfair and a witch hunt, the feds stuck to their plan. They meticulously combed through Diddy's properties, seizing all electronic devices, journals, and more. Their determination paid off with the discovery of this tape, reinforcing the idea that they were on the right track. And let's be real, we all had a feeling the feds were going to find some damaging videos on Diddy's electronics. I mean, just look at what's been alleged in the lawsuits against him. Both Cassie and Lil Raya claimed that Diddy had a habit of recording everything, especially during some pretty shady situations. Cassie's lawsuit really laid it all out. She alleged that Diddy would record her whenever he forced her to be intimate with ex-workers at his parties. It was some seriously disturbing stuff. According to her, he would push drugs on her, make her hire male ex-workers, and then force her into these encounters while he watched, recorded, and got off on it. The whole thing was just beyond creepy. Lil Raya's claims were along the same lines. He talked about those wild parties and how Diddy would always have the camera rolling. So, when the feds raided Diddy's properties, we kind of knew they'd find something, and they did. They found videos that backed up a lot of these allegations. You know the lawsuit that was filed against him? Well, it said, Mr. Combs would use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film Miss Venture having sex with a hired ex-worker. He treated the forced encounter as a personal art project, adjusting the candles he used for lighting to frame the videos he took. The situation becomes even more disturbing. According to Cassie, Diddy made multiple copies of every single video, ensuring he had backups of his backups. Cassie often tried to delete these videos because she didn't want them to exist, and sometimes she succeeded. However, Diddy always discovered her actions and would recover the videos from his numerous backups. He would boast about having more copies, asserting that the videos would always remain with him, no matter her efforts to erase them. The court documents reveal, while Miss Venture quickly deleted any photographs or videos of a sexual nature if they were taken on her phone, Mr. Combs repeatedly made it clear that he retained many videos of Miss Venture during such activities. Even when she deleted the videos, Mr. Combs would inform Miss Venture that he could recover deleted videos from her devices. On one occasion, he sat next to her on a flight and made her watch a video she thought she had deleted, reinforcing her inability to escape and the immense power he held over her. Additionally, Lil Raya, who sued Diddy last month, claimed that Diddy had a penchant for recording himself engaging in illegal activities. The court documents state that Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him on numerous occasions. Diddy even took Mr. Jones's phone to record himself. Consequently, Mr. Jones accumulated hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests involved in serious illegal activities. One must wonder why Diddy was so fixated on filming himself during these illicit activities. It seems as though he was leaving a trail of evidence, almost daring the authorities to catch him. His actions suggest a sense of invincibility, as if he believed he was beyond the reach of the law. You won't believe this other crazy detail. Diddy apparently had cameras and mics strategically placed around his party zones in his homes. But get this, he was like a spy with it, super sneaky. None of the celebs at these bashes had a clue they were being recorded. It's like something out of a thriller movie, right? Jaguar's claim about there possibly being a tape of Jay-Z doing something to Beyonce might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. I mean, if you look at the court documents alleging that Diddy recorded everything, it kinda adds up, doesn't it? If Diddy was so deep into recording private moments without consent, who's to say he wouldn't extend that to other high-profile figures like Jay and Bey? It's like connecting the dots. If there's smoke, there might just be fire. And considering the lengths some people go to for leverage or just plain old dirt, it's not outside the realm of possibility. This whole situation just keeps getting crazier by the minute. But all of this makes sense if you go into the past and connect the dots. While some of you may be surprised that Jay-Z's doing this now, others might remember that dealing with girls and women has been a part of Jay-Z's history. Jay-Z's journey in the music industry hasn't been without its share of turbulence. Like many influential figures, he's faced controversies and scandals that have rocked his reputation. Whispers of infidelity have followed him, adding fuel to the rumor mill. But it's not just whispers. There have been lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct, painting a troubling picture of the man behind the music. The allegations surrounding Jay-Z aren't just gossip. They're explosive accusations that cast a dark cloud over the entire industry. His connections with troubled figures like R. Kelly have raised eyebrows, while accusations of his own involvement in grooming and exploiting underage women have shocked many.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
Tiara Marie's story has reverberated through the industry, raising unsettling questions about the treatment of young artists. Her abrupt disappearance from the spotlight after being signed to Jay-Z's record label at just 16 has left many puzzled. With Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy uncovering broader issues within the music business, Jay-Z finds himself thrust into the center of attention. A viral blind item alleging Jay-Z's involvement with Tiara Marie when she was underage has only added to the controversy. The speculation suggests that Beyonce's reaction may have influenced Jay-Z's decision to sever ties with Tiara, effectively sidelining her from the industry for years. Ray J's purported involvement further complicates the narrative, painting a picture of manipulation and power dynamics. But Tiara Marie isn't the only one implicated in these rumors. Foxy Brown's name has also been dragged into the discussion, with claims of a relationship with Jay-Z when she was just a teenager. And then there's the scrutiny on Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship, given their significant age gap and Jay-Z's past associations.
I'm no longer on the label because, well, to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm no longer on the label. But I know that I just took some time off to finish school or whatnot. And then, in the midst of that, I was in Detroit and I just got a phone call. Like, I think I was getting ready for prom or something. And they were like, we're going to be letting you go. You're young. You have a bright future ahead of you. The womp womp talk. And that's how it happened. Shocked. I was sad because Jay didn't call me himself, Jay Brown called me. And I was, confused because I didn't know why. He was like a father figure at the time, but right now, I can't say that because, I don't talk to him anymore. And he didn't even call me and tell me bye-bye, so,
So, let's talk about something heavy. The allegations swirling around Jay-Z and Diddy, right? There's been talk for years about how they've allegedly pimped out young girls, including Aaliyah. It's like this dark cloud hanging over the industry, Think about it. Aaliyah was this rising star, taken from us way too soon. But there have always been rumors that she was caught up in some messed up stuff with certain big shots in the music biz. And now, with these accusations against Jay-Z and Diddy, it's like history repeating itself. It's a troubling pattern, man. It makes you wonder just how deep this stuff goes in the industry. And when you hear these stories coming out about other big names, it's like, yeah, sadly, we're not exactly shocked anymore. It's like we're finally starting to peel back the layers and see what's really been going on behind the scenes all this time.
We're just very close. He's my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found him in the whole wide world?
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing.
As the allegations continue to pile up and the rumors swirl, Jay-Z's reputation hangs in the balance. The truth behind these troubling accusations could send shockwaves throughout the music industry and beyond. If the FBI were to launch an investigation into Jay-Z similar to the one involving Diddy, it would undoubtedly be a challenging ordeal for him to navigate. With his reputation already under scrutiny and new allegations emerging, the spotlight would only intensify, potentially impacting his career and legacy. And as more artists come forward to expose him, the situation becomes increasingly complex and fraught with consequences, and fans are now starting to see that it's all a lie. One person wrote, "Marriage of convenience. They needed each other. They both opened doors for each other. So many people got fooled by them." Others even think that Queen Bee is in on some of the illegal things that Jay-Z allegedly does. One fan wrote, "Beyonce is involved. She's got rid of all the females in hip-hop so she wouldn't have any competition. All them females could sing so good and they were so beautiful. Just stop and think about it, people. It all comes together." Another added, "Do y'all remember like maybe 10-ish years ago, a woman came out and said Bey and Jay are swingers and through, or attend swinger parties, and they tried to silence TF out of her." And Wright's accusations against Jay-Z didn't materialize out of thin air. She came prepared with evidence. Her claims shine a light on Jay-Z's enduring relationships with individuals of questionable character, suggesting a pattern that raises eyebrows. While Jay-Z has maintained a relatively low profile amidst the controversy surrounding Diddy, it's hard to overlook his close friendship with him, which was prominently on display not too long ago. Diddy himself has openly referred to Jay-Z as one of the select few, alongside his own mother, permitted to address him by his birth name, Sean, an indication of the depth of their bond. Moreover, whispers of their involvement in a secretive club have only added to the intrigue surrounding their association, fueling speculation about the extent of their connections and the activities they might be involved in together.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. The game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right. And we here together, and we're going to keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
There are these wild allegations floating around that Diddy would allegedly pimp out Cassie to other dudes while he watched. Yeah, you heard that right. It's like something out of a twisted movie plot. Now, if these claims are even halfway true, it's not exactly shocking that Jay-Z, who's tight with Diddy, might be involved in similar shady dealings. I mean, think about it. These are two big players in the music biz, and where there's power, there's often some messed up stuff going on behind the scenes. If Diddy's allegedly doing this stuff, it's not a stretch to imagine Jay might be in on it too, and did the same to Bey and a Bodyguard. It's like a messed up tag team of exploitation. There's been chatter about Jay-Z possibly exerting a lot of control over Queen Bee. I mean, she's younger than him by a good 12 years, and some folks think he knows how to use that age gap to his advantage. When you're dealing with someone as influential and established as Jay-Z, it's not hard to imagine how that power dynamic could play out, especially in a relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't to say Beyonce's some helpless victim. She's a powerhouse in her own right, but when you're partnered up with someone as big as Jay-Z, it's natural for people to wonder who's calling the shots behind closed doors. Some speculate that Jay-Z's got a tight grip on the reins, steering Beyonce's career and maybe even her personal life. It's a classic case of the older, more experienced partner possibly holding sway over the younger one. And with Jay-Z's track record and connections in the industry, it's not hard to see how he could wield that influence. Of course, this is all just speculation and gossip at the end of the day. We don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, and it's not fair to make assumptions. But when you're dealing with two megastars like Jay-Z and Beyonce, the rumor mill's always churning. So, what do you think? Could Jay-Z be so evil that he would team up with Puff to pimp out his own wife? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.